Another benefit of homeschooling is you get to work with your child from babies all the way up to graduation, and both of you ladies have graduates, and I'm sure it's very fulfilling to be able to experience that and be a part of that, have an active role.
Right. To know where they started, you taught them how to read, and you saw them develop all the way through, and they're going into their careers, in their adulthood, in their life.
Right.
What we like too is being able to take a field trip, and just not in a box like like Casey said. We read something or we hear something or they see a bug and you go to the library and you research the bug or the rainbow or the trains or whatever it might be.
All of our children are involved in extracurricular activities too. We have time to get involved in stuff.
I know mine do piano, and Missy,
ours is in piano, voice. My daughter plays the organ. She takes art, just local art classes, but my sons are into running, which we use for physical ed, and for home ec we do the sewing, baking, cooking, and I think Casey, what are your children?
My children are in theater. They join the local children's theater, and my daughter in particular really loves to draw, so they spend a lot of time drawing and any kind of art. They want to do.
You can find those at the library also. How to draw and paint on the DVDs and bring that home. And you don't have to enroll in a class or go out. You can do it at home in that way. Some of the books that we had in school, in public school, I know a lot of Christianity was taken out. And as Catholics, when we got our books for homeschooling for Catholic, in the history book, when I first read about Christopher Columbus, and they said the rosary on the ships, and there's the Santa Maria without Saint Mary, and they sang they sang hymns to Mary, and we all read about in history Marquette and Joliet. Well, it was Father Marquette, and I had to read that over again. It's like, wait a minute. He was a priest. I never knew that till I was an adult teaching my children.
You learn a lot of things that you don't get in public school. They don't teach the religious aspect whenever your children are in public school. And they're spending 7 to 8 hours away from you. You only have a few hours left afterward. They have homework.
When they get home.
Any extracurricular activities, you only have a few hours to spend with them and to really have an impact on them. They're
for you to influence them.
Instead of being influenced by peers and other teachers who may have different views.
One thing we like to do, in our religion book, they were doing an art project on a stained glass window. So in the afternoon, we went to the local church and we walked around and we looked at all the stained glass windows. It was an instant field trip. So with homeschooling, you could just bring anything they read in the books and go to a local area or to the library to learn about those things.
A lot of hands-on, they're in the world learning instead of just from a book.
Sitting down at a book.
You can go out and explore.
And the same thing too, like when they're learning in religion about their Catholic faith, the things in the church. When you go to church, they see those. When they read in the book about, what a ciborium is and what a chalice is, well, when they go to church, they see it. It's like it's alive to them.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the programs that we use, or the books. For us, we use what's called Seton Home Study, and we started out also with Our Lady of the Rosary. You may want to look up in some of their material. What do you use?
I know we use some Rod and Staff, which they're not Catholic, but it's Christian based, and it's really good. Their English is superb. I love their English. And
Casey,
we use
different things.
We use Catholic Heritage Curricula, and there's also a lot of material online that you can access, for free. Free print. That's what I started out using, was the free materials online.
So. Starting it out. There's a book called Designing Your Own Curriculum by Laura Berquist, and she gives a lot of books and information about pulling from different sources to design your own curriculum. And if you like this program or that, but it needs to be structured. You have to have some structure to it. And we talked about organization and scheduling. One idea that I can share is we have a large dry erase board, and we printed out the subjects, and we laminated them and put them on with some putty down one side. We made a little chart, and as the child does religion, and I have their names across the top, so they'll check off religion, and then the next one check off phonics. It's in the schoolroom, so I'm able to look and say, you know, Patrick, did you do your English yet? Or I see he did it. Okay, well, now what about your history? Because sometimes a book will be forgotten, but that keeps us organized, and I can look at that board to see what they've done and what we still need to do, and we do it with the chores also. What kind of ideas or some things that you might use to keep organized?
Well, I know we try to keep like where we don't have, it's not a chart or anything, but I keep books lined up where the kids sit so that they know where they're at. I copy almost everything except when they start to tablet their things. Then I'll let them write in tablets. But I copy all their stuff, and they have a little in and out box, and they'll put their papers in the inbox that I haven't graded, and then on the out box is what I've done, and then at the end of the week I put everything in folders, and then we filed everything at the end of the year.
To make sure you've seen it all.
That's good.
So we do that.
Well, I still, I have two young ones, so my oldest, he can do some stuff on his own, but I'm still,
you have to
right there with them most of the time. So I just have to keep myself.
Depends on their ages and,
and
what grade they're in, what they're able to accomplish. Candy, you had a quote that you wanted to share.
Yeah, I thought I thought that we could end with it, and I thought it would be nice if each one of us, if we read a part of it. And it's from a dear friend of ours, Desi.
She
another gave this to us.
Another support is not always local, but even by email we've met other homeschool moms. So this is from Desi.
So here sketched from the life is Therese's day. Immediately she awoke. She made the morning offering, dressed promptly, and ran to Madame Martin's arms.
As soon as breakfast was over, the room became her schoolroom. Her lessons were permeated with the supernatural. From the alphabet illustrated with sacred pictures, the word heaven was the first word the child learned to spell out.
Up to the connected reading, preferably from the Gospels and the French dictation and composition, varied by exercises of which the themes were family, life, and the glories of the faith. And this is from the book, The Story of a Family. And one thing that we should all remember is that our main purpose in Catholic homeschooling is to raise saints and not scholars.